Good evening, traders and potential traders. This is Nuke coming back at you, and this is going to be your daily recap for Friday, December 28th, 2018. And we're going to talk a little bit about what went on today, and I think you would have found today a little frustrating but exciting. And we're going to jump right into this with the SPY. And remember pre-market breakdown, and we'll show you on the fibs here, but it doesn't change. We had the pre-market action, pre-market high, pre-market low, 100% down, 100% up. And the key takeaway from this is the beautiful part of this is that the pre-market range was very well respected. We had this sell-off at the beginning of the day, popped back up about halfway, almost identically half of the pre-market range, retested the pre-market low. It rejected. That's when it went up, comes up, gets one fib shy, rejects, has a slight pullback, and then comes on up, tests the pre-market high, and then has this huge drop off back to the pre-market low. Beautiful action, even if it is frustrating because it's back and forth all day. And then on the daily chart, what did that leave us with? You see we have a near perfect doji, and we're centered on the 9 EMA. We are not close to the 20. So that's going to leave for quite a bit of ambiguity for the coming day on Monday when we can trade again. But it will keep things interesting. God, getting all choked up. God, I love this shit. Also of note, look at the size in these candles. We had this large, we had a couple of bigger red candles and then a little bit smaller one. Nice big green candle, smaller green candle, red doji. Well, doji would be white, but anywho, the key is the size of this. So I expect to see we'll probably try and pick a direction there on Monday. If not, we'll have another smaller candle on Monday, and then it'll get going on Tuesday. But all in all, I think things are ready to start picking up in either direction. All right, next up, we're going to cover just the four that, we'll cover six, but Apple. Apple was a pretty decent trade today. Pre-market high, tried to test pre-market lows back to the 50%. Retested pre-market lows, rejected it, came up, set on a new higher low, and then came back up, one fib below 100% extension, rejected it, came back, tried to retest, set on another higher low, and then bam, she pops up just, rejects it, and then a little over the 100%. But the main takeaway of this is pre-market high to low range bound. Where did that leave us looking on the daily? A lot like the SPY. All right, next up is going to be Baba. Everybody loves a Baba. Baba was not quite as clean. Tested, slightly broke the pre-market low, came back up, slightly tested and broke the pre-market high, chop, chop, chop fest, hangs out around this 50 percentile, starts coming back up towards the high, tries to come back down, and then, this is the interesting part, it almost makes the full 50 percentile into the upper extension before pulling back to the 50 percentile at the end of the day. What did that look like on a daily chart for us? Huge doji, very little actual movement, lot of swing. So you're going to start seeing a pattern here, guys. The more you follow me, the more you're going to find these fibs play out over and over and over. We're going to take a look at Netflix. Follow me here with the same line of thinking. We got pre-market high to pre-market low. Came back up, not quite as much. Came back down, retested, came back up almost 50%. And then what do? Well, do we get the full 100% extension? No. But what do we get? 50% extension to the downside. Comes back up, tests pre-market low. Comes a little bit lower, rejects, comes on back up. Retests here, rejects. Then it comes back up to almost the 50 here. Rejects. See, and then when it rejects again off of the pre-market low here, comes up, it doesn't go all the way to the 100, it goes to the 50, and then it rejects. So, comes back almost around that 50% pre-market high to low. So, there's some truth in the patterning here, guys. What do we look like on the daily? huge doji, got close to the 20 EMA, but then we settled back down right around here on the 9. So that's beautiful, following all the other stocks so far. Nothing really out of the ordinary. Tesla had a good bit of play. A lot of range of motion just on the daily. On the pre-market even. But it stayed in that pre-market range bound. So, yeah, we were one fib off the bottom. Never got back. But still, 1783 was today's range. Average true range is 17.4. So, right on par. And never even had to get out of that channel. So, the cool thing about this one, when you look at it on the daily, came up and tested the 20 EMA on the high side, slightly broke the 200 EMA on the low side, and then sandwiched in, and our finishing price was just, we're right on the 50, aren't we? Yeah, we're sitting on that 50 for the finishing price of the day. So that's going to be exciting come Monday. All right, we got a couple more for you real quick. We're going to look at Square, see what Square did. Oh, look at that. Pre-market range bound. We didn't quite make it to the 50 percentile here on the downward extension, but that's okay. Came back up to the 50 percentile in here. Came back down, pre-market low. Retested a little bit out of it. So, mostly range bound. But if you look at it, 2.18 for today's movement versus average true range of 4.31. Not too bad. You had a good enough, especially on a $55 stock, you can make real good bank on that. And then what did that look like on the daily? We finished up a little bit below the 9. Actually, we're right at the VWAP, aren't we? Yeah, we finished up right at the VWAP. So, nice. Good on Square. Lots of range of motion. Affordable stock. How did AMD fare out in total? This was the one I missed the trade, but that's okay. I saw it, I called it, but I missed taking it. And called it damn near to the penny, too. But, c'est la vie. Easy come, easy go. So, what did I notice about this one that I really liked? With the pre-market range up and down. Let me go ahead and zoom in on this. So, you got it while we're sitting here. That was from the other day. The marking, the writing is what I'm talking about, so just ignore that. So we got almost a 50% extension. We did get the 50% extension here to the downside. Reclaim the pre-market range, 50% to the high side. Back to the 50% of the pre-market. Retested up into the high side, but not quite 50%, setting in a higher low, or a lower high, rather. And wedging, right? We see that wedge forming. And then it constantly got into a smaller isolation. What am I trying to say? Oh, man, what do you call that? Oh, God, it's killing me now. I can't think of it. Oscillation. That's it. Oscillation, where it's just going back and forth, right? So anyway, it's oscillating right around the pre-market high. And then finally, when it gets in here, it breaks out of the wedge, comes cleanly up to the 100% extension. And then once it hits that mark, it rejects and comes back down to the pre-market high. There's a reason these numbers are repeating each other all the time, guys. It works, right? It's mathematics. So as much as we like to think we're the greatest callers in the world, we like to think, oh, we read this candle or that candle, great. At the end of the day, it's all math, guys. And we might see it or call it a different thing now and then, but it's our interpretation. Our brains are picking up on it, but it's repeating patterns. That's all I got for you. I hope that y'all have enjoyed the daily recap here for the 28th. We got one trading day left in the month, and it should end out this month on a great note. It's been a hell of a month of trading for me. I've enjoyed it. Not only have I enjoyed it, but I've learned a lot. And I look forward to trading with you guys again next year. If you're getting something out of these, please leave me some comments, hit the like button, smash the subscribe. Let's get my channel bumped up so I can provide even more services to you guys. And it's truly my pleasure being able to do this for you. I'll see you later.